Leviticus chapter 24, verse 1. And HWH spoke unto Moshe, saying, Command the children of HWH that they bring unto you pure oil, beaten for the lights, to cause the lamps to burn continually, without the veil of the testimony, in the tabernacle of the assembly. Shall Aaron order it from the evening unto the morning before HWH continually. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. He shall order the lamps upon the pure menorah before HWH continually. And you shall take fine flour and bake 12 cakes thereof. 2/10 deals shall be in one cake, and you shall set them in 2 rows, 6 on a row, upon the pure table before HWH. And you shall put pure frankincense upon each row, that it may be on the bread for a memorial, even an offering made by fire unto HWH. Every Shabbat, Sabbath, he shall set it in order before HWH continually, being taken from the children of HWH by an everlasting covenant. And it shall be Aaron's and his sons, and they shall eat it in the holy place, for it is most holy unto him of the offering of HWH, made by fire by a perpetual statute. And the son of an Israelite woman, whose father was a Mitzri or Egyptian, went out among the children of HWH, and this son of the Israelite woman and a man of Israel strove together in the camp. Alright, they had like a fight. And the Israelite woman's son blasphemed the name of HWH and cursed. And they brought him in unto Moshe. And his mother's name was Shalawam, the daughter of Divri, of the tribe of Dan. And they put him in ward, right? They locked him up, that the mind of HWH might be showed them. And HWH spoke unto Moshe, saying, Bring forth him that has cursed without the camp, and let all that heard him lay their hands upon his head, and let all the assembly stone him. And you shall speak unto the children of HWH, saying, Whosoever curses his power shall bear his sin. And he that blasphemes the name of HWH, he shall surely be put to death. And all the assembly shall certainly stone him, as well the stranger, as he that is born in the land, when he blasphemes the name of HWH, shall be put to death. And he that kills or murders any man shall surely be put to death. And he that kills or murders a beast shall make it good, beast for beast. And if a man causes a blemish in his neighbor, as he has done, so shall it be done to him. Breach for breach, eye for eye, tooth for tooth. As he has caused a blemish in a man, so shall it be done to him again. And he that kills or murders a beast he shall restore it. And he that kills a man or murders a man, he shall be put to death. Ye shall have one manner of law. One manner of law. As well for the stranger, as for one of your own country. For I am HAWAH. And Moshe spoke to the children of HWH that they should bring forth him that has cursed out of the camp and stone him with stones. And the children of HWH did as HAWAH commanded Moshe. Halal Hawah. Halal Hawah, it's good to be back. I die for coming through. Shout out to you. Oh, I feel good to be back. Yeah, we talking the name. Talking about putting respect on the name of HAWAH. That's what we talking about today. Because it's get down or lay down season. Either you gonna get down or you gonna get laid down. That's it. Ain't no more play. HAWAH is not playing. So we need to take the name of HAWAH seriously. If you repping for HAWAH, let me know out there. That's what we doing today. I actually had something else I was working on. But then I got led this way. And I got that fire in me. That zeal. I said, this is the path we're going today. So we'll say that for another day. And let's get to it. Ahab to you out there. Appreciate the love. So what we just read about, right? In Leviticus, it was this son of the Israelite woman who blasphemed the name with the curse. And they had to stone him for that. But I thought it was interesting. I was looking through the different versions of the same verse. And I got to the Septuagint. And it says something a little different. It says the son of an Israelite woman. All right, but his dad was Misri or Egyptian, right? Said he named the name and curse. So what name was that? Did he say a false name or what? Or did he just curse the name of HAWAH? But either way, he had to get taken care of. Because HAWAH don't play about that name. And we shouldn't either. So definitely, got to represent today. Alright. We're going back to scripture again. Let's get it over here and let's go to Psalms. Alright, we're going to go to Psalm 68. Let's go. Verse 1. Let HAWAH arise. Let his enemies be scattered. Let them also that hate him flee before him. As smoke is driven away, so drive them away. As wax melts before the fire, so let the wicked perish at the presence of HAWAH. But let the righteous be glad. Let them rejoice before HAWAH. Yea, let them exceedingly rejoice. Sing unto HAWAH, sing praises to his name. Extol him that rides upon the heavens by his name. Now they got Yah, right? But we know it's HAWAH, right? And rejoice before him. Alright, so this ain't no shade to anybody that uses the term Yah, Yahuwah, Yahweh. This ain't no shade at you. I'm just repping for HAWAH. As long as you keeping the commandments, Torah, I ain't got no problem with you. But I hope I can bring some clarity to why we use the name HAWAH today. We're gonna break it down. Alright, let's continue. A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is HAWAH in his holy habitation. HAWAH sets the solitary in families. He brings out those which are bound with chains. But the rebellious dwell in a dry land. In a dry land. O HAWAH, when you went forth before your people, when you did march through the wilderness, Salah, the earth shook. The heavens also dropped at the presence of HAWAH. Even Sinai itself was moved at the presence of HAWAH. The power of HAWAH. Alright, why I'm saying HAWAH? Because, let's skip it over here real quick. We'll come right back. Let's go to Numbers 27 real quick so I can show you. Well, actually, hold on. Nah, it's number 6. Verse 27. Alright. And they shall put my name upon the children of HAWAH, and I will bless them. So HAWAH's name is upon the children of HAWAH. Alright, that's why I'm saying that. Now, let's go back. Where was that? Psalm? It was in Psalm 68. Alright. You, O HAWAH, did send a plentiful rain, whereby you did confirm your inheritance when it was weary. Your assembly has dwelt therein. You, O HAWAH, have prepared of your goodness for the poor. Now, I'm using this scripture to show you all the different names that they got on here, right? Right here they got Adonai, which means master. Alright. But we know it's HAWAH gave the word. HAWAH is the master. Great was the company of those that published it. Kings of armies did flee apace, and she that tarried at home divided the spoil. Though ye have leaned among the pots, yet shall ye be as the wings of a dove, covered with silver, and her feathers with yellow gold. Now you see El Shaddai, right? When HAWAH, the Almighty, El Shaddai means Almighty. When HAWAH scattered kings in it, it was white as snow in summer. The hill of HAWAH is as a hill of Bashan, a high hill as the hill of Bashan. Remember that. A high hill. We're going to get back to that. Why leap ye high hills? This is the hill which HAWAH deserves to dwell in. Yea, HAWAH will dwell in it forever. The chariots of HAWAH are 20,000, even thousands of angels. HAWAH is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place. You have ascended on high. You have led captivity captive. You have received gifts for men, yea, for the rebellious also, that HWH might dwell among them. Blessed be HWH, who daily loads us with benefits, even now they got L, right? But it's power, all right, or HWH of our salvation. All right, dodging the hijack. This just means salvation. All right, Selah. He that is our power is the power of salvation. And unto HWH, the master, belong the issues from death. But HWH shall wound the head of his enemies, and the hairy scalp of such one as goes on still in his transgressions. Oh, you got a hairy scalp, huh? HWH said, I will bring again from Bashan, I will bring my people again from the depths of the sea, that your foot may be dipped in the blood of your enemies, and the tongue of your dogs in the same. They have seen your goings, O HWH, even the goings of my power, my king, in the sanctuary. The singers went before, the players on the instruments followed after. Among them were the damsels playing with timbrels. Bless ye HWH in the assemblies, even HWH from the fountain of HWH. There is little Benjamin with their ruler, the princes of Judah and their council, the princes of Zebulun and the princes of Naphtali. Your power has commanded your strength. Strengthen, O HWH, that which you have wrought for us. Because of your temple at Jerusalem shall kings bring presents unto you. Rebuke the company of spearmen, the multitude of the bulls with the calves of the people, till everyone submit himself with the pieces of silver. Scatter you the people that delight in war. Scatter you the people that delight in war. Princes shall come out of Mizraim. Cush shall soon stretch out her hands unto HWH. Sing unto HWH, ye kingdoms of the earth. O sing praises unto HWH. Salah. To him that rides upon the heavens of the heavens, which were of old, lo, he sends out his voice, and that's a mighty voice. Ascribe ye strength unto HWH. His excellency is over HWH, and his strength is in the clouds. O HWH, you are terrible out of your holy places. The power of HWH is he that gives strength and power unto his people. Blessed be HWH. Alright, they keep putting Elohim, alright, that means plural form of God, right? Alright, we know it's HWH. Alright, so I just wanted to use this because this got a whole lot of different names in it, right? And let me see. We got a quick little video, get things started. Let's go.
Most men think taking the Lord's name in vain means saying, "Oh my God." But that's not what God was warning you about. When God said, "Don't take my name in vain," he wasn't talking about vocabulary. He was talking about authority. In ancient Israel, a name wasn't just a label. It was power, identity, backing. So taking God's name in vain meant using his authority emptily, carelessly, or for your own agenda. It's when a man says, "God told me." God wants you to. God approves of this. When God didn't say a thing, it's when someone uses his name to manipulate, to justify sin, or to make themselves look holy. It's when a man drags God into a lie. The real sin isn't the phrase, it's the misrepresentation. God is saying, "Don't attach my name to something I didn't sign." Your life carries his name. So the question isn't what words you say, it's whether your character matches the God you claim to follow.
Alright, quick little video right quick. Don't use that name in vain. Alright. So yeah, that can mean like, bearing false witness on the Most High, or using Hawah's name falsely. Or what we talking about today, calling the Most High out of Hawah's name, but referring to the Most High, but using a name. Now, most people do this because lack of knowledge, right? My people perish due to a lack of knowledge. And I'm not saying I know everything, but I found that the name Hawah holds the most weight. It is the highest name that we know of. Now, like we saw in that scripture we just read, it had the name Yah, right? All right. It can be spelled many different ways with an I, Y, or J, or just an A. But all of these are the same. And all of these go back to this deity, moon deity in ancient Egypt, right? This character, this green character right here, all right? Which is another form of Thoth, right? So this is why I avoid using that, all right? Now, like I said, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody. I'm just trying to help. And I got a lot of sources we're going to get into talking with this. So I hope you stick around. All right? But yes, many people go with this name for the Creator. However, this is attached to a moon deity, all right, who has many forms. Many forms. Also, Osiris, many different names, right? Also, they say that is short for Yahweh, all right? Also known as Jehovah, all right? So, Yahweh, named for the God of the Israelites, right? They say it goes back to when Hawah told the name and revealed it to Moses, right? In the book of Exodus. All right. And it goes to the tetragrammaton YHWH, right? That's what they use for it. All right. So this also can mean Lord. All right. Lord translates to this. All right. Just like we see right here. The same scripture we just read, right? Where they got the word Jah or Yah. All right. Means Lord. For H3068. Now they're going to Jehovah. All right. From 1961, now they got Heya. But they also have HWH. All right. Now we're getting closer, right? Because this means to exist. That is, be or become. And they say compare this to 1933. And now you have Hawah. To breathe. To be. Existence. To be. To breathe. Right? So, dealing with their tetragrammaton. All right. They have it set up with the yod in the front. Yod hey vav hey. All right. This is supposed to be the form of Yahweh. All right, you click on Yahweh, they're going to say ancient Semitic deity. All right, became conflated with El in later centuries. All right, this is connected to Yahwehism. And Yahwehism is a religion appears to have been closely related to the Canaanite religion. All right, Canaanites. Now we're dealing with Canaanites. You see all the names they got on here, right? All right. So, etymology. Yahweh. 1869 hypothetical reconstruction of the Tetragrammaton YHWHC Jehovah, based on the assumption that the Tetragrammaton is the imperfective of the Hebrew verb Hawah. Alright? Hawah is the earlier form of Haya, was, in the sense of the one who is the existing. Alright? Now, also, Lord, which many people use. I used to use Lord. It just means master. All right, superior, husband, ruler, Lord. All right, but this actually stems from one who guards the loaves. Bread, loaf, loaf. All right, so you put bread and loaf together, you got Lord, loaf ward. All right, Lord. And it translates to BZB, which translates to buy. All right, so this is the same thing. Buy means Lord. So we definitely don't want to use that, right? What's interesting is they got 72 names of Satan, right? And they also got 72 names of God. 72 names. Now, why is it? Is that a coincidence? They both got 72 names? What's going on? All right, 72 names. Here we go. Where is that? 72 demons of Solomon. All right. Look at all these names they got, right? This is demonology. Now you see all these different names they got. Look at what we got at the bottom. Yahweh. Also a name associated. So we know we shouldn't be calling him the same name as the devil, right? We do know that. So we've come to find out 1933 Strong Concordance Hawah or Hawah. All right, they switch. They put a V in there, but it's just Hawah. All right. This is the earlier form, which means to breathe, to be, the sense of existence. All right. You have to breathe your breath. Okay. We're gonna dig more into it. We just get started. To be or not to be. All right, like the Hamlet, famous Hamlet. What is it? Is it a book? Play? You know Hamlet, right? William Shakespeare. To be or not to be. Now, what's interesting? All right, Hamlet's soliloquy begins with the memorable line, to be or not to be. That is the question. It means that he cannot decide what is better, ending all the sufferings of life by death or bearing the mental burden silently. He is in such a critical juncture that it seems death is more of a warning than all the things happening with him for the turn of fortune. So when he was saying to be or not to be, he was just saying life or death. Because life is to be. Alright? So he was just having a mental struggle when he made this play about Hamlet. Alright? So, to be, existence, life. Alright? Now I got some sources to back this up. We're gonna roll over here. Yeah, we in that 432 hertz. I just put some chill music on today, man. It's a lot going on out here in the world. I mean, whole lot going on, you know. Time just seems like it keeps speeding up. So I figured, you know, this would be good just to take a break from the madness and just hone in and focus in on Hawah. Why is not letting me do this? Let me see something. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Hold on one second. I'm trying to get this straight. Alright, here we go. I couldn't move that out of the way. Alright, this is the Theological Word Book of the Old Testament by R. Laird Harris. Alright. This is volume 1. And this comes from 1980. Alright. And we're gonna roll to, let me see where we're going real quick. We're just gonna get a little bit out of this book. I got 3 books I'm gonna hit you with real quick about the name. Alright. You can get a little insight. See what they talking about. Okay. I'm gonna start at. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Hawah. Alright. So, this is breaking down the names right here. We're gonna start. You see it says Hawah, right? And it doesn't have the yod attached to it. Alright? It's Hawah, the older form and rare synonym of Haya. Alright, this is the older form and rare. Alright, to be, become. Alright, the derivatives, how you say it? Derivatives, Yahweh, and this is what they came up with after. But this is the older form, Hawah, right? Alright. The root signifies either existence of a tree trunk being at rest where it falls, or development of Nehemiah's alleged scheme to become king of Judah. Only 3 other instances of Hawah are preserved in the Hebrew: Genesis 27, Ecclesiastes 2, Isaiah 16. Though Hawah remains as the standard form of the verb to be in biblical Aramaic. Alright. It says Yahweh, the Tetragrammaton, YHWH, the Lord, see? Or Yahweh, the personal name of God, alright? And his most frequent designation inscription, occurring 5,321 times in the Old Testament. It also got Lord in those contexts where the actual title Lord also occurs. God except Jehovah in 7 passages where the name is particularly stressed or combined with other elements such as Jehovah, right? Yah, a contracted form of Yahweh, occurs 50 times, where the name is particularly stressed. Also, numerous proper nouns compounded with shortened forms of the divine name Yahweh. All right, like Jonathan, Yahweh has given. All right, Jonathan, a substitute name for the same person. All right, so this is, they got it translated with a lot of names, right? Yahweh has judged, alternatively, Yoshaphat or Joshaphat, apply only to 2 subordinates of David. The theological importance of Hawah stems from its derived nouns, which identify the personal name of deity. Now they got Yahweh again, or its contractions. The Tetragrammaton, YHWH, is not ordinarily written with its appropriate Hebrew vowels, but that the original pronunciation was Yahweh seems probable. It seems probable, both from the corresponding verbal form, the imperfect of Hawah, like we got in the etymology. This is the imperfect, all right? It's not perfect, it's imperfect of Hawah, which is perfect. Anciently, Yahweh, and from latter representation of YHWH in Greek, Iowa or ahab, and a copiated form of Hawah in the imperfect. So they keep copying the name imperfectly. That occurs in Ecclesiastes 11. This in turn may account for the shorter name YHW in the 5th century. Elephtine, Papyri, and the initial elements Yeho, and Ye in such names as Jehozadak, Yahweh is righteous, or Joel. An alternative possibility for the original pronunciation of the Tetragrammaton should be mentioned. Actually, there's a problem with the pronunciation Yahweh. Oh yeah, what's that? It is a strange combination of old and late elements. Yahweh. It is a strange combination of old and late elements. The first extra biblical occurrence of the name is in the Moabite stone. All right, shout out. I think Curry Mayo just did a video about that stone, didn't he? Shout out to Curry Mayo, man. All right, at that time, vowel letters were just beginning to be used in Hebrew. If YHWH represents a spelling error, spelling earlier than 900 BC, as it would seem likely. All right, never mind the dates, right? The final H should have been pronounced. The pronunciation Yahweh assumes the ending of a lamed he verb. So it assumes the ending of a lamed he verb, but these verbs in Moses' day end in a Y. So the ending A is a late form, but in Hebrew in late times, a W that began with a word or syllable changed to Y. See? So a W got changed to Y, as in the Piwa verbs and the verb Heya itself. So the W of Yahweh represents a pre-Mosaic pronunciation, but the final represents probably a post-Davidic form. In view of these problems, it may be best simply to say that YHWH does not come from the verb Hawah. See? So this YHWH does not come from the verb Hawah. Presumably, Hawaiiah in its early form at all. There are many places in the Old Testament, where it is now recognized that the parallel of a name and its meaning is not necessarily etymological. For instance, 1 Samuel 1:20 probably does not mean that the name Samuel is derived from the verb Shama, to hear, does not mean that Babel comes from the verb Balal, confusion, but only that the two words sound somewhat alike. Likewise, Jacob is said to mean both heel and supplanter. That's what Jacob means, heel and supplanter. There are many other examples of this device, which is to be taken as a paranomasia, a play on words, rather than as etymology. Therefore, we may well hold that YHWH does not come from the verb Hawah, which is cited in the first person, Aya, I will be, but is an old word of unknown origin which sounded something like what the verb Hawah sounded in Moses' day. In this case, we do not know what the pronunciation was. We can only speculate. However, if the word were spelled with 4 letters in Moses' day, we would expect it to have had more than 2 syllables. For at that period, there were no vowel letters. Alright, they didn't have vowels back then. All the letters were sounded. You need to get some more out of here. Let me see. Now we can move on. Let me just see real quick. Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on before they start talking JC and all that. All right, we're gonna go to the next source. So as you can see right here, they don't know. They saying if it got YHWH, it should have more syllables than that. And it doesn't come from Hawaii. All right, that's source number 1, right? Source number 2. What we got? All right, we're going to kick it over here to the Ish Encyclopedia. All right, for them ishes. What they talking about? The wannabes, right? The history, religion, literature, and customs of the Ish people. Are they talking Ish or are they talking Israelite? From the earliest times to present day. Well, if it's from the earliest times, it's Israelites. But anyway, where we going right quick? Oh, I ain't know they had this on here. All right, let me see. Oh yeah, okay. All right, we're gonna go right here to, let me see where we're gonna start at. Oh, this ain't it. Yeah, we chilling in that 432 hertz today. We just chilling. All right, something to ease the mind. But yes, let's go right here. Start where it say tetragrammaton. The quadriliteral. Can I zoom it in a little bit? The quadriliteral name of God. All right, and now they got that Yod. They got that Yod Hey Wahe, right? Which is thus referred to in Josephus and the Church Fathers and the Magic Papyri, and in the Palestinian Talmud, whence it has passed into modern languages. Other designations for this name, such as Hashem, Shemha, how you say it? Mefarash, and Shemha. Oh no, they got it messed up right there. What is that? Have frequently been discussed by recent scholars. The term tetragrammaton apparently arose in contradistinction. Wait, what? Contradistinction to the divine names containing respectively 12 and 42 letters, and formed likewise from the letters YHWH. For only thus is the designation intelligible, since, there they go with Adonai, likewise has 4 letters in Hebrew. The tetragrammaton is the ancient Ish or Israelite name for God. All right, now you know I don't like to use the word God, but for reading purposes, we'll go with what they got on here. According to actual count, it occurs 5,410 times in the Bible, being divided among the books as follows. All right, now they got a list of all that. All right, let's get past that. In connection with what you see there, the tetragrammaton is pointed with the vowels of Elohim, which beyond doubt was not pronounced in this combination. It occurs 310 times after that and 5 times before it. The designation YHWH Zebot translated to Lord of Hosts, and that's occurring 260 times. This designation is met with as follows: Isaiah 65 times, Jeremiah 77. Alright, let's get past that part. But it does not occur, on the other hand, in the Pentateuch. Alright, that's another name they got for the Torah, in Joshua, in Judges, or in, what is that? Hagiography. Adding these 264 occurrences in the 315 just noted to 5,410 instances of the simple tetragrammaton, the word YHWH is found to occur 5,989 times in the Bible. There is no instance of it. However, in Canticles, is that supposed to be Canticles, Ecclesiastes, or Esther, and Daniel, it occurs 7 times, a fact in which itself shows the late date of these books, whose authors lived at a period where the use of the tetragrammaton was already avoided. Its utterance having become restricted both in the reading of the Bible and still more in colloquial speech, for it was substituted Adonai. And the fact that this name is found 315 times in combination with YHWH and 134 times alone shows that the custom of reading the tetragrammaton as if written Adonai began at a time when the text of the biblical books was not yet scrupulously protected from minor additions. All right, see that? It began at a time when the text of the biblical books was not yet scrupulously protected from minor additions. All right, so they just chopping and screwing, want it? This assumption explains most of the occurrences of Adonai before YHWH. The former word indicated the pronunciation of the latter. At the time of the chronicler, this pronunciation was so generally accepted that he never wrote the name Adonai. All right, now they got 300 BC. Therefore, the word YHWH was not pronounced in its original form for several reasons. Jacob, what did it say? So, assigns the disuse of the word YHWH and the substitution of Adonai to the latter decades of the Babylonian exile. All right, so this is substitution of Adonai in the latter decades of the Babylonian exile. The avoidance of the original name of God, both in speech and to a certain extent in the Bible was due, according to Geiger, to a reverence which shrank for the utterance of the sublime name. And it may well be that such a reluctance first arose in a foreign and hence in an unclean land. Very possibly, therefore, in Babylonia. So where it started at? Babylon. All right, according to Dowman, the rabbis forbade the utterance of the tetragrammaton to guard against desecration of the sacred name. But such an ordinance could not have been effectual unless it had met with popular approval. The reasons assigned by Lagarde are untenable and are refuted by Jacob, who believes that the divine name was not pronounced lest it should be desecrated by the heathen. Alright, so they didn't say the divine name because it can get desecrated by the heathen. The true name of God was uttered only during worship in the temple, in which the people were alone. So they only said the name in the temple. They kept it away from heathens, huh? And in the course of the services on the Day of Atonement, the high priest pronounced the sacred name 10 times. This was done as late as the last years of the temple. If such was the purpose, the means were ineffectual, since the pronunciation of the tetragrammaton was known only in Ish, but also in non-Ish circles, centuries after the destruction of the temple, as is clear from the interdictions against uttering it. Alright, I'm gonna get a little bit more of this, see what they're saying. Rabbi of Babylonian Amor, who flourished about 350, wished to make the pronunciation of the tetragrammaton known publicly. And a contemporary Palestinian scholar states that the Samaritans uttered it in taking oaths. The members of the Babylonian Academy probably knew the pronunciation as late as 1000 CE, so they say. The physicians, who were half magicians, made special efforts to learn this name, which was believed to possess marvelous powers. I had marvelous powers. The name, the cures, or the exorcisms of demons in the name of, here we go, hijack. Alright, we're gonna skip right past that. Alright, church fathers and magic papery. So this is what I wanted to show you. Alright, they got these two sources containing the following forms written in Greek letters: Ioi, Iou, Ioi, Io. It is evident that represents that four-letter tetragram. The three forms quoted under one are merely three ways of writing the same word, though ahab is designated as the Samaritan pronunciation. There are external and internal grounds for this assumption, for the very agreement of the Ish, Christian, heathen, and Gnostic statements proves that they undoubtedly give the actual pronunciation. Where is that? Alright, hold on. I think that got cut off. Alright, the mystic quadriliteral name was well known to the Gnostics, as is shown by the fact that the third of the 8 kinds of one of their systems of creation was called the unpronounced, the fourth, the invisible, and the seventh, the unnamed terms, which are merely designations of tetragrammaton. Even the Palestinian Jews had inscribed the letters of the name on amulets, and in view of the frequency with which the appellations of foreign deities were employed in magic, it was but natural that heathen magicians should show an especial preference for this great and holy name. knowing its pronunciation as they knew the names of their own deities. All right. It thus becomes possible to determine with a fair degree of certainty the historical pronunciation of the Tetragrammaton, the results agreeing with the statement in which YHWH terms himself I will be, a phrase which is immediately preceded by the fuller term I will be that I will be. On the English version, I am that I am. The name is accordingly derived from the root. This is what I wanted to get to. All right, you see this? The name, see the 4-letter tetragram right here that they use for YHWH is accordingly derived from the root. Now they got just HWH. That's Hawah. And is regarded as imperfect, just like we got on the last one. So this YHWH comes from the root HWH in Hebrew, and it is imperfect. All right, this passage is decisive for the pronunciation of Yahweh. For the etymology was undoubtedly based on the known word. The oldest exegetes, such as Onkelos and the Targum of Jerusalem and Pseudo Jonathan, regard Aya and Aya, Asher Aya, as the name of the divinity and accept the etymology of Haya. So they accept Haya. All right. Modern critics, however, who after the lapse of centuries correct the Hebrew text without regard to the entire change of point of view and mode of thought, are dissatisfied with this etymology. And their various hypotheses have resulted in offering the following definitions: he who calls into being, or he who gives promises, the creator of life, he who makes events or history, the falling one. All right. The storm god who hurls the lightning, he who sends down the rain. The hurler, the destroyer, the breather, the weather god. All these meanings are obtained by doing violence to the Hebrew text. Attempts have also been made to explain the divine name. All right, there they go, back adding the yod on there as Hittite, Persian, Egyptian, and even as Greek. But these assumptions are now absolutely set aside, since the name is at all events Semitic or Shemitic. The question remains, however, whether it is Ish or Israelite or was borrowed. All right. I think that's all I wanted to get out of there. I just wanted to show you another source showing you. But let me see if there's anything else I want to get on here real quick. Yah was the first syllable of the YHWH. The form corresponding to the Greek Io does not occur alone in Hebrew, but only as an element in proper names. So you see they got Io on there, right? All right. We done with this source right here. I just wanted to get that part. Io, they say. Also known as Yao. Gnosticism. Oh, they trying to get me. Hold on. What are they trying to do? This is an archon, Yao or Owl. Alright. This can't be associated with the name. This is one of the 3 sons of Yalaboth, however you say that. Alright. It's one of the archons. Alright, you know what the archons is, right? 7 archons, just like you got 7 planets, so-called planets. All right, and these are the ones that mated with the women, right? That created the Nephilim. Now they're getting deified as planets. All right. But man, that can't be associated with the name, right? So let me get back on here real quick. They said Yah, right? Yah means an exclamation of defiance or dismissal. Okay? So if you got that attached to your name, you're giving an exclamation of defiance or dismissal. Just like, you know what I'm saying, when you about to battle, go to war, right? And you be like, yeah, they just so happen to have 1812, just like the war 1812, right? You march forward towards your enemy, like, yeah! You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this is an exclamation of defiance or dismissal. All right, we got one more source. Where we at? All right, we're gonna go now to the Encyclopedia Biblica. See what they got to say. All right, we finally made it. This is the Encyclopedia Biblica. Okay. This comes from 1902. All right. Gonna get a quick little passage out of here. Let's see where we're going. Okay. Names. That's what we want to get to, the names. Alright, let me see. I think I want to start right here. Where we starting at? Alright, here we go. Alright. Divine names. Alright. The special importance attaching to the names of God in the Old Testament and the emphasis often laid on their signification finds a partial explanation in the peculiar emphasis with which the word name itself is there employed. The name of a person or thing was for the Hebrew not simply distinctive. It was also a revelation of the nature of the person. All right, so everything has meaning when you're dealing with Hebrew. All right, we ain't just throwing things together. Okay. All right. It was a revelation of the nature of the person or thing named. Nay, often almost an equivalent for the thing itself. This is especially true of the names of God. A new special revelation of God leads to the formation of a name. Only so can we explain many Hebrew forms of expression that either seem to us pleonastic or peculiar, or else easily become associated with the false meaning. For other applications of the term, some of them compelling attention by their boldness. What is called the tetragrammaton? Alright, they got the YHWH, appears in Old Testament 6,823 times as the proper name of God as the God of Israel. As such, it serves to distinguish him from the gods of other nations. It is the sacred name, so they say, par excellence. In the MT, YHWH is almost always written with the vowels of Adonai, Lord. All right. Then they got HWH, the vowels of Elohim, God, being used when Adonai itself proceeds. Now we know Adonai just means master, right? It's also a false name for deity. This was a direction. All right, this was a direction to the reader, always to substitute for the unpronounceable actual name, either Adonai or Elohim. All right, the controversy as to the correct pronunciation of the Tetragrammaton, whether as Yahweh or Yahweh, 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 or Yahweh. A controversy in which, as in Exodus 3:14, the derivation of YHWH from an imperfect form of, and there we go again. All right, there it is again without the yod. Okay, this is the third source telling you that it is an imperfect form of the HWH was always assumed. So they assumed that yod hey wahe, they assumed it was an imperfect form of hey wahe. All right, has been gradually brought to an end by the general adoption of the view. So they stopped assuming, because this was first propounded by Ewald, that the true form is Yahweh. Pause it right quick. Ewald. So this guy, I'm gonna show you who he is. Heinrich Ewald, a German. All right, from the 1800s. Orientalist, they say. All right, he was a Protestant theologian. All right, he's the one who stamped the approval for using that. This guy, look out. He was born in Göttingen. All right, so here you go with the German, what they got them, the converts or whatever they is, man, the issues. All right, so it was this guy. I'm just showing you who he is. All right, he was granted to the House of Hanover. I think he was working for, who he was working for? King George V of Hanover. I just want to show you who he is now. All right, a German, right? Let's go back. So it was Ewald. All right, the abbreviated form Yahoo can be explained only by the form Yahweh with closed syllable. And what is that? Sigole. Of the second syllable is a test to mention nothing else by the fact that in Samaritan poetry, YHWH rhymes with the word ending in that way. A much more difficult point to decide is the original meaning of the word Yahweh. In E, or Exodus, of the Torah, they got Pentateuch, the YHWH transposed from the third person into the first is explained by God himself first by I am that I am, and then by the simple I am. YHWH is here obviously regarded as the third person imperfect of the archaic stem HWH. Okay, see that? Imperfect, it comes from the stem HWH. You see it right here, right? Which means to be, in the sense of he is and manifests himself continually, with the additional connotation of remaining the same, so that the name would express both the attribute of permanence and that of unchangeability, and especially unchangeability in keeping promises, faithfulness. This explanation offered in the Old Testament itself has been felt by many modern scholars, beginning with Ewald. Beginning with Ewald, he's the one who started it up, to be only an attempt to explain a primitive name that had long since become unintelligible, and further to be simply the product of a religious, philosophical speculation, and far too abstract to be by any possibility correct. Increased importance is given to these considerations by the observation that the name is in no sense peculiar to the Hebrews, and on other soil it must originally have had a much simpler, and in particular a much more concrete signification. Do we need to get some more? We're gonna keep rolling. Let me see. Wait, what did they say about Moshe right there? What did they say? Let's get that. Let's get this paragraph. Alright. Of the various hypotheses that maintain an adoption of the name from some foreign nation, that which derives it from the cultus of the Kenites has still the greatest claim to mention. At Sinai, now they got Yahweh revealed himself to Moses and then to the whole people, whence Sinai was, what it long continued to be, the proper seat of Yahweh. So they still going to use Yahweh, even though they just said that that's the imperfect, right? According to the oldest tradition, the Sinai district was inhabited by the Kenites. That indeed the name Yahweh was then revealed to Moses. All right, it was HWH, not Yahweh. All right. And through him to the people is expressly asserted only by the youngest Pentateuch source. E does not say this expressly, and according to J, Yahweh was in use from the beginning as the name of God of the patriarchs. Even the interpolated Genesis 4:26 carries it back as far as Enoch. It is in fact hardly conceivable that Moses should have been able to proclaim a God that was simply unknown, a new God, a God of his fathers. Great uncertainty, however, attaches on the other hand to the hypothesis of the occurrence of the related forms, Yahoo. Alright, so now they're going to hijack. Alright, they still gonna hijack you. Let me see if there's anything else I want to get out of here, man. Oh, here they go. Here they go. They get back to Hawaii. Here we go. Let's get just a little bit. Alright, Exodus 3:14 being left out of account. Yahweh has been explained variously as nomen imperfecti cal of to fall, either in the sense of rushing, crashing down, or in that of falling from heaven, as being originally the name of one of the objects called whatever that is. As a nomen imperfecti cal, now they got HWH, to blow. Arabic Hawah, to blow. Hawah, the air, the breeze, or the breath. The blower as a name for the storm god, analogous to the Assyrian Raman. So see, she's kind of connected to something else, all right? Storm gods and all this and that. All right, but we know what it is, though. We know it's the oldest form. All right, they trying to put dirt on it. He who makes to be calls into existence the creator or following, as he who makes to fall, who smites with lightning. Alright, so because Hawaii struck Sinai with lightning and does all these marvelous things, they want to attach him to some sort of storm god, right? Alright. That's all I wanted to get out of there. I really just wanted to show you the guy that switched it up. Yeah, man, that's it. All right. Now I've done a video already. It's called HWH, where we break down the I am that I am. So if you need further, I would suggest you go back and watch that. Where we really dig into the I am, and how that got switched up, because it was actually Hawah that stripped the name away because of the misrepresentation, because they wasn't keeping Torah and they was worshiping other gods and false gods, whatever. Hawah took that away. I explained all that on the other video, so if you want more explanation, go back, check that. All right, but today we're getting it like this. All right, this is the Hebrew chart. Ancient Hebrew to modern and Greek and Latin. All right, so we know Hey is the fifth letter. This is the ancient form. And Wah, all right, the 10th peg. All right, Hey, Wah, Ha, Wah. To look, reveal, breathe, Ha. Now they got man with arms raised, but we know, just like I've already explained in the other one, the Ha is the feminine part. When you inhale, when you breathe in, that's feminine. All right. The exhale is masculine. Yes, your security, your added security, your 10 pegs, what holds you down. All right. You see how it got changed? The letters got changed over time right here. See, you got changed to the vowel. All right. Special shout out going to 432 to drop, man. All right. Brother breaks this down nicely. All right. But yeah, man. Hawah is the name. Okay. Now they put the yod. They put the yod on there. All right. Or they got yud right here, right? The yod is a hand, work, throw, worship, arm and closed hand. All right. The yah. All right. So it's still Hebrew, but this is the hand work to throw. And I believe they put this on here to put a hand against the name, to throw you off, to make you worship something else. All right. To keep you working. All right. But they couldn't hold down the name forever. All right. We're going to get more into it. Notice also on here what they got for sin. Where is that? Or shin is represented like this, right? Or sin. Where is it at? Yeah, see? Sin or shin. Where is that? Okay, this one. All right, keep that in mind. We're going to get to that in just a second. All right, yeah, there you go. Sin. And that's shin. All right, with the dot on that side. That's sin. Just keep that in mind for a second. So yes, it is. The name is masculine and feminine. It's a balance. When they put that yod on there, it throws off the balance because HWH is perfectly balanced. But then you throw it off when you stick the hand in the way, right? Now let's get it from Mama, Amma, and we're going to rock it over here in Proverbs 8 and let Mama tell you how she came about. Big Mama. All right? Gotta love Proverbs 8, man. All right, they call her wisdom. Verse 1, does not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice? She stands in the top of high places, all right, by the way, in the places of the paths. She cries at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in, at the doors. What we just get? All right, we just got it. Where is that? Where they want to put a man with arms raised. Huh? This is Big Mama, Amma, with her arms raised. She telling you right here. She cries at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in, at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man. O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak of excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. For my mouth shall speak truth, and wickedness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in righteousness. There is nothing froward or perverse in them. They are all plain to him that understands, understand, and right to them that find knowledge. Receive my instruction, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it. I, wisdom, see right here, letting you know, I, wisdom, dwell with prudence and find out knowledge of witty inventions. The fear of HWH is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth. Do I hate? Counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. Amma. I have strength. Mama got strength. By me kings reign, and princes decree justice. By me princes rule, and nobles, even all the judges of the earth. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me. Riches and honor are with me, yea, durable riches and righteousness. My fruit is better than gold, yea, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver. I led the way of righteousness in the midst of the paths of judgment, that I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will fill their treasures. HWH possessed me in the beginning of his way. See that? So HWH possessed Amma, he took her in the beginning. All right? So that's letting you know they're together, they're one. There's no separation. All right? It's like a marriage. They became one before his works of old. All right, so this is why they try to say Elohim sometimes in plural form. They're trying to separate and make them into multiples, but it's not. It's one together. Amma and Abba. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water. Before the mountains were settled, before the hills were, I brought forth. while as yet he had not made the earth, nor the fields, nor the highest part of the dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. See that? Amma was there. When he set a compass upon the face of the depth, when he established the clouds above, when he strengthened the fountains of the deep, when he gave to the sea his decree that the water should not pass his commandment, when he appointed the foundations of the earth, then I was by him. Amma was there. As one brought up with him, I was daily his delight, rejoicing always before him, rejoicing in the habitable part of his earth. And my delights were with the sons of men. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that guard my ways. All right, Big Mama got ways. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that hears me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. For whoso finds me finds life, and shall obtain favor of HWH. But he who sins against me wrongs his own soul. All they that hate me love death. All right. And on that note, we're going to switch it up. Let go. That's Big Mama talking, letting you know. All right. It's a mom and dad thing. Let's go on over here. Is this working? Yeah, we're going to put some rain flutes on now. We're about to get into it now. We locked in. Let's go ahead and get some flute meditations going on. Now, I just showed you the symbol for sin, right? Sin in mythology is known as Nana. All right, this is Mesopotamian god representing the moon. All right, we just saw Yah, the moon, Sin. Okay, this is actual deity named Sin. All right, this is Satan, man. I'm just gonna let you know. This is Satan, another name, another form. All right, under the name Sin. Now, where can you find this? Just head on over there to, let me see. Where is that? Genesis. Hold on. I didn't write that down. Hold on, I gotta search it now. Oh, I think I got it on here. I think I got it already on. I'm tripping. Yeah, here you go. Genesis 4:7. All right. If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? This is when Cain was talking to the Most High after he got his offering rejected. HWH said, if you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. All right. Now you get it in different versions. It's not just a it. It's an actual. Let me see if I can get another version. Hast thou not sinned if thou hast brought it rightly, but not rightly divided it? Be still, to thee shall be his submission, and thou shalt rule over him. Sin. All right. He is sin, your adversary. He's crouched, waiting at the door. All right. And that's word to Ayo Nazir. Shout out to him. He did a whole video about it. Shout out to him, man. Sin. I just showed you the symbol, right? Look at this. You know Neptune? You see what he's holding up, right? All right, this is what Satan holds up, right? Same thing, sin. Hold on. Let me get that image back. Because this one, all right, looking like JC too. Uh, he holding a turtle in his hand, man. See that? Holding like a basketball, man. Why is he holding the turtle in his hand? Maybe. Let me see. See what we got. Uh, maybe because we on Turtle Island, as you probably already know, right? But yes, he's palming the turtle. All right. Now, in ancient native, so-called native people, they used the turtle to keep track of time and seasonal changes. The turtle shell was the first way native people kept track of time and seasonal changes. There's 13 moons on the turtle's back. So you're supposed to have 13 months. The outer shell has 28 small scoots, which represent the days between each moon or month. So 28 is how many days is in a month. And when you do the math on 13 months, that's 364 days, just like the book of Enoch. But they've added it one day, just like they added 1 yard, just to throw you off. All right? There are 28 days for 1 month or moon. The inner shell has 13 large scoots, which represent the moons for the year. So, yes, we're supposed to have 13 months, 28 days. All right? And let me see. Now we're going into Turtle. Turtle Island. Is this why he's palming the turtle? Let's get a quick overview. Long ago, Mother Earth was covered in water and was home to the swimmers and the winged ones. Creator knew that soon the four-legged, the crawlers, and the two-legged, that's us, human beings, would be joining them. Creator also knew that land would be needed for all our relations to live together. The swimmers and the winged ones offered their help to dive into the water to find soul for Creator to create. All right, now you know this is a legend or myth, whatever you want to call it. All right, this is the Turtle Island creation story. Right, Loon was the first to try diving into the water to bring back some soil, but could not reach the bottom. Frog, dolphin, and seal all tried, but came back without any soil. Even great whale could not reach the bottom. Tiny muskrat said, "Let me try." Diving deep in the dark water, muskrat went down further and further. After what seemed like a long wait, muskrat finally floated back up to the surface, holding a small clump of soil. Muskrat had made it to the bottom. It was Turtle who offered to carry the soul. The soul was then placed on the turtle's back, and the Creator blew gently over it. The soul grew in the mountains, valleys, forests, rivers, and more. The swimmers and the winged ones welcomed the four-legged, the crawlers, and the two-legged. We give thanks to the turtle who carries our home, which we know and call Turtle Island. All right, and that is the Turtle Island creation story. So they say. But yeah, man. He holding the turtle, right? So he got control of Turtle Island, huh? That's why we in maritime law today, huh? Huh? I think, yeah, I got a quick little video. Fun facts on turtles real quick. Let's dive into these turtles, man. I love turtles, man. Let's check them out real quick. There you go.
Turtles are some of the oldest creatures on Earth, surviving for over 200 million years. Yes, they lived alongside dinosaurs. These incredible reptiles belong to the order Testudines, and they're known for their unique shells, which are actually part of their skeleton. Unlike what many people think, a turtle can't leave its shell. It's fused to their spine and ribs, acting like built-in armor. There are over 300 species of turtles, including sea turtles, freshwater turtles, and tortoises. One of the most famous is the leatherback sea turtle, which is the largest and can weigh over 900 kilograms. On the other hand, some turtles are small enough to fit in the palm of your hand. Sea turtles are known for their incredible migrations. Species like the green sea turtle travel thousands of miles across oceans and always return to the same beach where they were born to lay their eggs. Scientists believe they use Earth's magnetic field as a natural GPS. Turtles are also known for their long lifespans. Some species can live over 100 years, making them one of the longest living animals on the planet. The Galapagos tortoise is especially famous for its longevity, with some individuals living more than 150 years. Another fascinating fact is how turtles breathe. While most turtles use lungs like humans, some species can absorb oxygen through their skin or even through specialized structures near their tails when underwater. Basically, they can breathe through their butts. Turtles play a crucial role in maintaining healthy ecosystems. Sea turtles help keep seagrass beds and coral reefs thriving, while land turtles help spread seeds and maintain balanced habitats. However, many turtle species today are endangered due to pollution, climate change, and plastic waste in oceans. From ancient survivors to ocean travelers, turtles are truly one of nature's most fascinating creatures. Slow-moving maybe, but incredibly resilient and important to life on Earth. Like and subscribe for more videos.
Yeah, that was cool, man. I said, why not? Might as well just go ahead and talk about turtles for a second. I love turtles though. But yes. So we was talking about how they threw that yard in there, right? To throw you off. Alright, now remember, the yard, it does mean to worship. Alright, but it's also a hand can represent a hand. Alright. Work, throw, worship, hand. Yard. Alright. Now I thought it was interesting because if they put the yard in the front, it's like they're putting a hand up against Hawah, right? And you remember back in the day, all right, if you lived through the 90s, we used to do what we call talk to the hand. All right, is a sarcastic way of saying one does not want to hear what the person who is speaking is saying. All right, talk to the hand because the ears aren't listening. All right, now that's the that's the pale version. All right, we used to say talk to the hand because the face don't understand, right? All right, you remember in Martin and all that, right? Now, I thought it was interesting because when you put that hand up, matter of fact, hold on, I got another quick video about it. Let's get a quick video in real quick.
Talk to the hand.
The phrase, talk to the hand because the face ain't listening, doesn't work for you because the hand is on your face.
Talk to the hand.
You're going to walk away, maybe limp, but I say talk to the hand, call waiting.
Talk to the hand because the face don't want to hear it anymore.
Okay, all right, you get the picture, right? Yeah. Now, I thought it was interesting when you put that hand up, right? I thought about this symbol right here, all right, which is called the Hamsa, or the how they say it? The Hamsha? The Hamsa symbol with the eye on it, right? Now they say It's a palm-shaped amulet popular through North Africa and the Middle East, commonly used in jewelry, depicting open hand, an image recognized and used as a sign of protection. And many times throughout history, the hamsa is believed to provide defense against the evil eye. What's the evil eye? Supernatural belief in a curse brought by a malevolent glare. Interesting. So they want to protect against the evil eye, huh? When they put this up. Now, I'm going to let you know, this is straight up paganism, right? All right. All right. This is attached to some pagan beliefs and some, you see what it's saying, right? Baal, right? All right. This is what it's attached to. All right. Fingers represent Isis and or Osiris, and the thumb represents their child Horus. So there you go. The Trinity. All right. This is part of it, man. This is attached to heathenism. Now, isn't that odd that they would be in defense against the evil eye, right? Because shout out to Drop Nation, all right? If you know about Prester John, all right, you know about Prester John, they turned him into a Marvel character, all right? They got him looking pale skin, of course. But if you know about the crusader named Prester John, he was battling Muslim warriors. The Black Knight helped overcome his attackers and brought him to the Crusaders' camp. They then prevented an assassination attempt on Richard the Lionhearted. After the Crusades, John traveled the world until he found the Isle of Avalon. There he gained the evil eye. He gained the evil eye. As a plague seemed to wipe out the citizens of Avalon, John prepared to sit upon the seat of survival, which would place him in suspended animation. Now we talking Moshe. All right, wasn't he left in suspended animation? However, Cain the Conqueror appeared, trying to get John to join him. As a result of their battle, John was sent into the past. He attempted to manipulate events in the past, advising Frankish king to battle Vikings. He was stopped by Thunderstrike, then attacking Thor, who was investigating a town that king had reverted to medieval times. All right, what they say about the evil eye though? All right. He seemed to have altered or added the eye to his stellar rod. So he had a staff. His weapon was the evil eye, currently placed on or altered into the stellar rod. He traveled using the evil eye. So Prester John traveled around using the evil eye. Interesting, right? Now they're putting the hand up to ward off this evil eye. Now, we went over this map a few times because you know Prester John, right? AKA the line of King David or King David himself. The original Prester. All right. He's seen right here. Looked like he was traveling because he's right over here in Africa somewhere on this map. And he got one eye that looked like it's got some issues going on. What's up with that eye, Prester? The Prester, El Preste, what they call it? Prestejani or Prestewan. Ethiopia. Right? Prestewan. Where you at? Here you go. Press the wand. Emperor de los Abisinos. El Preste Wand. Alright, aka King David and his lineage. Give me one more. Alright, let's take a look at the Prester. There you go. Alright. Look like we missing a lot of books today, huh? Alright, there you go. Carrying the law. Now, back to Prester John. Let me see. Because they've demonized Prester John and they turned him into the Dajjal. Alright, a false messianic figure who will come forth before the end of time. Alright, just like it's prophesied in Second Ezra and other places, the return of David. After a reign of 40 years, King David ruled for 40 years. He will be destroyed by that ain't happening. Or both, the world will submit. Alright. So what they say about him? There he is, described as a plump, one-eyed, just like we got in the picture, one-eyed man with a ruddy face, ruddy, and curling hair. Okay, ruddy, curling hair. All right, check. Okay. Now, he's also known as Tagru. All right, also known as Wong Kong. All right, was a Khan of the Karaites. All right, and you know he went to battle with Genghis Khan, also known as Temujin. Wong Kong was the name given to Tongro by the Jin dynasty of China. Wong means king or prince. During the 13th century, Tongro was one of the several Asian leaders who was identified with the legend of Prester John, but also King David, a brother to John. A brother to John. We just got it. What they said in the Marvel. He helped John. The Black Knight helped John overcome his attackers. So the Black Knight helped John. Okay. Now, obviously, they are throwing a hand up trying to block Hawah. Therefore, they put that yod right there in the front. Now, it says Wong Khan, right? Which made me think of King Kong. King Kong. From the movies. Did you know that King Kong is not an adventure film? It is a Sufi teaching story about the ego transformed by beauty, the soul that awakens what it touches, the tragedy of a civilization with no temple large enough for the sacred it has summoned. King Kong. King Kong operates on a symbolic architecture that has been recognized for millennia. The beast is the ego, beauty is the soul, and the vertical ascent is the path toward the divine. But the film offers not one reading, but several doorways into the same mystery. Through the Sufi lens, Kong is the ego, annihilated through love, already transformed before he falls through the initiatory lens and descends into the underworld, returns change, but the God who transformed her cannot follow. Through the ecological sacred lens, Kong is the god of a realm that modernity has no space for. Skull Island with his temple, and New York has no temple large enough. Alright? So Kong is the ego and is the soul. The tower is the bridge. The tower is the bridge. Okay? So just like we got when we was talking Son of Righteousness video, we was talking about what's that? He-Man. And they was doing something with the skull. They was from Skull something. I forgot what it was. But yeah, it looks like this is connected another form or something, right? So King Kong. Alright, King Kong is known to do what? Climb up on the the Empire State Building. Alright, the Empire State Building is a 102-story super tall skyscraper in Manhattan. Alright, so this is associated. Where it said that? Alright. Featured in more than 250 million villain series filmed since the film King Kong. King Kong was released in 1933. Is that odd? 1933 just so happened to be the strong concordance for HWH, which means to become, to be, to exist. HWH, from HWH, got changed into HWH, right? Now, around this same time period in the 1930s, we had going on. We had Hitler and them going on, right? And what was Hitler talking about? Hitler. All right. Adolf Hitler. Remember he was saying, the day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from, then that's the day World War III will start. Mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, Illuminati, and the Jews. And that if Americans win the war, they will conquer the world and forever be a slave. All right, he later tells the soldier, America has stolen the Jews, the real ones. All right, the jewels, his jewelry, HAWAH's jewelry, the Negroes, they are the true Hebrews. All right, the Negroes. Like this right here. Where we at? Oh no. There you go. All right, so around the same time King Kong and all that was popping off. All right, you had Hitler and them going off. Remember the dude that changed the word to make Yahweh acceptable as the name? He was from Germany. All right, and you had these colors that were reclassified but not erased from Turtle Island. All right. Okay. Let's get it, man. You got any more? Let me see. I think I got one more. Here you go. We talk about these ones. Now, everybody that's Indian, you see what's in the background, don't you? All right. There won't no TPs back there. This is already here. Castles in the background. All right. America. All right. Turtle Island, man. Reclassified, but not erased. Let's keep it rolling. Because, let me see. All right, now I got an interesting video about towers from my man, the fittest flat earther, real quick. All right. Remember King Kong was on the tower, right? All right, check this video out real quick. Let's go.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Do you know that movie, They Live, where Roddy Piper puts on the glasses and he can see them for what they actually are? You know, this one. You know the movie where Roddy Piper famously joked that that movie was actually a documentary? Well, I want to show you something oh so interesting. At the end of the movie, they need to blow up a signal broadcaster on the rooftop because that signal doesn't allow everybody to see them for what they are. It fools their eyes. And in the movie, that tower, well, it's at the Cable 54 building. 54 in that tower fools everyone's eyes. And I was thinking to myself, what's a really big tower that sends signals all across the world? And it dawned on me, the Eiffel Tower does. The Eiffel Tower, or I-Fool Tower. And you know how they always tell us the truth in plain sight? Well, their tower in the movie was at Cable Building 54. And you know that the Eiffel Tower just happens to have a 54-degree slope. Yeah, the four metallic legs of the tower start at an angle of 54 degrees. What an interesting and specific number. Well, have you ever seen the video I've done on how there's something called a mimic octopus or a shape-shifting octopus that can look like 10 different fish, a jellyfish, a snake, and even change its colors and look exactly like a rock? You know what it can't do, though? It can't shift its scars and blemishes away. But we'll get back to that. Because first I want to show you this video I've done on Elvis, where he appears to shapeshift. His eyes bug out, his hands start disappearing, and well, this guy back here, you'll see. First, there's a still frame on his eyes literally bugging out of his head, but I think this is more telling. Now, keep an eye on that guy, and you just watch for yourself as his face shifts. It almost looks kind of like those faces from the movie They Live. Wouldn't you say? Let's get a little closer look here. Now watch. It's a scary looking face, and there he is. Like I said, it kind of looks just like those faces from the movie They Live. And you want to see something else interesting? Who is this shape-shifting here in front of him? Elvis? Do you know that the original Statue of Liberty face looks just like Elvis? And what did that guy do? He shape-shifted? Well, do you know who this is? This is Mystique from the X-Men movies, and she's a shapeshifter. And they always love to tell us the truth in the movies. And, well, here's a scene from X-Men, and Mystique is shapeshifted into the Statue of Liberty. And later in this scene, there's that. Do you see that right there, that face right there? Again, do you think maybe they were trying to tell us something? Really trying to tell us something? And you want to see what else happens in that scene? Well, poor Mystique, who's playing Storm right now, gets stabbed by Wolverine, and, well, it leaves some scars, and then she shifts back to her original state, and guess what? The scars are still there. Kind of like I said about that octopus. But we'll get back to these scars. First, I want to show you something else. Something a subscriber showed me. It was a Michael Jackson video where he's on the Statue of Liberty, and right after he's on the Statue of Liberty, they shift to a scene where people are shape-shifting. Wonder if they're trying to tell us something again. And well, here's that scene, and there's Michael up there, and here's the statue of Lucifer, Liberty. And hey, if they're in New York, why is the Eiffel Tower in that picture as well? And a bunch of other big towers. I wonder if they're all in communication with each other, sending out signals for us to not be able to see, for us not to be able to see exactly what they continue to show us, right in plain sight, right in the movies. Maybe I just have the glasses on before a lot of you. Maybe I was given the spiritual glasses to see because I would be fearless of them and help inspire others to see them and be fearless as well. Oh, and back to the scars, how a shape-shifting octopus can't change its scars because it's damaged tissue no matter what form it takes. Well, either can they. That's Dale Earnhardt Jr., who died when he hit a wall. And that's Morgan Wallen. And Morgan Wallen just happens to have that big scar right there under his eye. And you want to see something interesting? Well, not only does Morgan Wallen have that scar, but so does Dale Earnhardt, who hit a wall when he died. And what do I keep saying? They tell us the truth in the movies. Well, you know where else they do? Music. Here's some Taylor Swift lyrics. At least you know exactly who your friends are. They're the ones with the matching scars. Another Taylor Swift song. Did you fall for a shooting star? One without a permanent scar. Stars are angels, by the way. How about this song, Scar Tissue by the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Scar tissue that I wish you saw. Sarcastic Mr. Know-It-All, you think maybe they were talking about me? But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I don't really think there's a bunch of shapeshifter, reptilian, seraphim angels running around down here and they tell us in the movies. No, that's ridiculous. I'm a satire account. I don't really care about liberating humanity.
All right, yeah. All right, so I thought that was interesting, man, because it's definitely something going on with them towers, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, they sending out frequencies to mess with you. I don't know, you know. It could be also keeping you from seeing who some of these people really are. Who knows? You know? We're gonna go over here to the United Nations website and notice they got the flat earth map as their logo, and they got you with a target. Target is right there in the center. All right, now this right here, this is talking about the 2030 agenda for sustainable development, transforming our world. All right, this is coming from the United Nations, all right, who I believe is actually the Confederacy of Psalms 83. All right, everybody plotted against Israel, and now they out here like United Nations, right? But this is telling you what their plans are for what's upcoming. All right, this says, let's get this a little bit. This agenda is a plan of action for people, planet, and prosperity. It also seeks to strengthen universal peace and larger freedom. Oh, really? Is that right? We recognize that eradicating poverty in all its forms and dimensions, including extreme poverty, oh yeah, I had to turn up a little bit because we getting close to the end, is the greatest global challenge and an indispensable requirement for sustainable development. All countries and all stakeholders acting in collaborative partnership will implement this plan. All right, listen carefully. We are resolved to free the human race from the tyranny of poverty and want to heal and secure our so-called planet. We are determined to take the bold and transformative steps which are urgently needed to shift the world onto a sustainable and resilient path. As we embark on this collective journey, we pledge that no one will be left behind, The 17 Sustainable Development Goals and 169 targets, which we are announcing today, demonstrate the scale and ambition of this new universal agenda. Universal agenda. They seek to build on the Millennium Development Goals and complete what these did not achieve. They seek to realize the human rights of all and achieve gender equality and the empowerment of all women and girls. They are integrated and indivisible and balance the three dimensions of sustainable development: the economic, social, and environmental. The goals and targets will stimulate action over the next 15 years in areas of critical importance for humanity and the planet. So, it sounds good, right? All right, how they gonna do this? How they gonna do all this? All right. Let's see what they say. How they gonna do it? The new agenda. How they gonna implement this? Means of implementation. The scale and ambition of the new agenda requires a revitalized global partnership to ensure its implementation. We fully commit to this. This partnership will work in a spirit of global solidarity, in particular solidarity with the poorest and with the people in vulnerable situations. It will facilitate an intensive global engagement in support of implementation of all goals and targets, bringing together governments, the private sector, civil society, the United Nations system, and other actors, in mobilizing all available resources. You believe this, man? We ain't gonna read all of this. All right. All right, because if you've been paying attention, you already know about 2030, Agenda 2030, don't you? If not, I got a quick little video breaking it down. There you go. Do I need to cut the? I don't think I need to cut the music off for this.
This is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. It's a totalitarian state being developed right now all over the world. It is the inventory and control plan of all land, all water, all minerals, all plants, all animals, all construction, all means of production, all food, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. And this is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations back in 1992. It's a United Nations plan. It's called the Agenda for the 21st Century. And so many of us around the world think that, well, sustainable development, it just sounds so great. Isn't it about recycling and creative reuse and creating energy and food resources for everyone? And the answer is no, it really is not. It's about moving populations into concentrated city centers and clearing them out of the rural areas. All systems have to be brought into harmony in order to control them all. Because when systems don't meet, when they're out of balance or not in sync with one another, they can't be controlled centrally. And the goal of Agenda 21 is one world government and total control from a central unit. This is a plan that was agreed to by 179 nations.
Dang, I was on mute that whole time. My fault. Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, the United Nations, man. They got you in the target. All right. They trying to move you out, get everybody in the same area. All right, so it's easier to control. And want to move you out the way, man. Let the robots take over. Give you fake food. Poison your skies. Poison your land. Poison your water. All right, we already know. Things got to get worse before they get better. All right, and yeah. It's if you can see the beauty in it, you understand that even though times is getting harder and harder, more stress, time speeding up, this all has to happen so HAWAH can come back. All right, because it says when HAWAH comes back that it's gonna be at a time where everybody has given up hope. And just when you think it's all said and done, that's when HAWAH gonna come back. Alright. Now, kicking it back to this United Nations map, or logo, they got the flat earth map with the center being the center, right? Alright. Just like this right here. All right. Yeah, have you seen this map before? All right. Got Cali right here because I believe Cali used to be the whole West Coast. But you got a mountain or a giant rock right here in Polis Arcticus. All right. Now I got a scripture we're going to get about it real quick. Let's go ahead and kick it over there to let's kick it over here to Enoch real quick. Uncle Enoch, chapter 25. All right. From there, I proceeded to the middle of the earth and beheld a happy and fertile spot, which contained branches continually sprouting from the trees, which were planted in it. There, I saw a holy mountain, and underneath it, water on the eastern side, which flowed towards the south. I saw also on the east another mountain, as high as that. And between them there were deep, but not wide, valleys. Water ran towards the mountain to the west of this, and underneath there was likewise another mountain. There was a valley, but not a wide one, below it. And in the midst of them were other deep and dry valleys towards the extremity of the three. All these valleys, which were deep but not wide, consisted of a strong rock. A strong rock with a tree which was planted in them. And I wondered at the rock and at the valleys, being extremely surprised. All right. One more. Then I said, what means this blessed land? All these lofty trees and the accursed valley between them. Then Uriel, one of the holy angels who were with me, replied, this valley is the accursed of the accursed forever. Here shall be collected all who utter with their mouths unbecoming language against HAWAH and speak harsh things of his glory. Here shall they be collected. All right, just like that one we read earlier, right? He cursed the name of HAWAH. Here shall they be collected. Here shall be their territory. In the latter days, an example of judgment shall be made of them in righteousness before the holy ones, the Kadeshim, while those who have received mercy shall forever, all their days, bless Hawah, the everlasting King. And at that period of judgment shall they bless him for his mercy, and he has distributed to them it to them. Then I blessed Hawah, addressing myself to him and making mention, as was meet, of his greatness. Alright? So yeah, Enoch, he went to the middle. Right? Now, let me pull this up. I got this map translated right. Alright. Let me see if I can get that back up here. Hold on. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Alright, hold on. Here we go. So we can get it side by side. Okay. Alright, just like we was looking at this map, right? Alright. Now, here's the translation. The center of the map, the black object in very center says Polus Arcticus. Alright, the Arctic Pole, the 4 rivers. The map shows 4 enormous rivers flowing toward the pole. Mercator believed all northern seas empty through these channels. Alright, because it's a Mercator map, right? 1595. The Black Mountain, right? The Black Mountain. One paragraph near the center reads approximately a black and very high rock. Alright, we just got an Enoch, right? Alright, a very black and very high rock. Another part explains that the waters rush violently around it. Alright, Mercator's fuller description is approximately, in the very middle stands a black rock, very lofty. The sea flows toward it through 4 channels and plunges into a vast whirlpool. This idea came from the medieval geographic traditions rather than the direct observation. So they saying they didn't directly observe this. This came from medieval geographic traditions. But they had all that technology back then, man. They can get up there and look at this. They can see all this. Ain't no way they got all this mapped out perfectly. They couldn't see it. Alright, they was flying around airships and everything back then. The large whirlpool. Another passage says roughly, the waters rush inward. The sea is swallowed. This is the famous Arctic whirlpool legend. Alright, the island in the upper left, the text begins, this island is the best and healthiest. It continues describing the inhabitants and natural resources. So this island has inhabitants and natural resources. One section in the lower left island, right? This is where it says, here pygmies have their habitation. Pygmies. The pygmies live here. So this is where the pygmies at, huh? This reflects medieval traditions rather than verified geography. The island on the right, Mercator describes another inhabited land with references to people, navigation, and frozen seas. So it's got people over here too. Frozen seas. All right, ocean label across the middle. The Scythian Ocean and the Sea of Tabin. All right, the Scythian Ocean and the Sea of Tabin. These names come from medieval geography. Nova Zembla, you can see. Nova Zembla, where is that? Oh yeah, right there. I keep pulling this up. Yeah, Nova Zembla. What they got over there? All right, more glacial along the lower left. Frozen sea or icy sea. Mar Glacier. Okay. So it's a frozen sea. Where that joint? Where that's at? The Mar Glacier. Oh, okay, right here. Alright. Yeah. So this would be Greenland right here. Is that Greenland? Is that Greenland? Hold on, I don't know. I think that's Greenland. Alright, this is America. America right here. Yeah, that's Greenland. Alright. One of the most famous passages on this map is translated by historians approximately as, in the midst of the 4 countries is a whirlpool, into which the 4 surrounding seas empty. The water rushes downward as if poured into a funnel. The water rushes downward as if poured into a funnel, right? So that made me think. The opening is 4 degrees wide on every side. Beneath the pole stands a black rock. All right. So you might be saying, well, how? All right. How is that Zion? Zion. Here's a quick little breakdown. All right. Matter of fact, switch it here. Let me switch this. All right. So originally, Zion referred to a specific place. All right, 2 Samuel. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion, the same as the city of David. Historically, Zion was the Jebusite fortress captured by David in Jerusalem. Later, Zion came to refer not only to that fortress, but also to Jerusalem more broadly, and in many passages to people of Israel themselves. Zion as the mountain where HWH dwells. Many psalms speak of Zion not merely as a political capital, but as the place of HWH's throne. Psalms 132. I, for HWH, have chosen Zion. He hath desired it for his habitation. This is my rest forever. Here will I dwell, for I have desired it. This presents Zion as HWH's chosen dwelling. All right, hold on. Let me just get past that part. Zion as the cosmic mountain. This is where the picture becomes deeper. In the ancient biblical worldview, there's a recurring idea of a cosmic mountain, the meeting place of heaven and earth. Several locations are described this way: Eden, Sinai, Zion, the future temple. Rather than necessarily being different sacred mountains, many biblical scholars see them as different manifestations of the same theological idea, the place where HWH's presence dwells among humanity. All right, for example, Ezekiel 28, Eden is called the holy mountain of HWH. All right, Isaiah 2, it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of HWH's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. All right, the mountain becomes the center from which the instruction goes to all nations. All right, Zion, Eden share striking imagery. Consider these parallels. The tree of life, presence of HWH, river flows out. River flows from the temple, mountain, holy mountain. All right, Ezekiel 47, Ezekiel 28, Psalms 48, HWH walks there. HWH dwells there. Isaiah 51, especially interesting, for HWH shall comfort Zion. He will make her wilderness like Eden, and her desert like the garden of HWH. Now, I know they still got the yard on here, man. This came from ChatGPT. All right, I told them, I had a whole discussion with them. They still messing up. So, you know, what can you do? All right. Ezekiel's temple in Eden. That echoes Genesis 2, where a river flows from Eden. The similarities include life-giving water, trees on both sides, healing and abundance. All right, Enoch's middle of earth, we just read in 26. Enoch says he came to the middle of the earth and then sees the holy mountain associated with Jerusalem. Enoch's journey links the holy mountain with a central sacred place. Some readers understand this symbolically, while others take it geographically. Ezekiel 38, navel of the earth, speaks of a people dwelling upon the navel, the center of the earth. Jubilees similarly says Mount Zion is the navel of the earth. This imagery portrays Zion as the world's sacred center, the point from which divine order radiates. Psalms 48, the north. All right, so Psalms 48 talks about beautiful for elevation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion. All right, we need to get that. In the far north, or sides of the north, the city of the great king. All right, that's Psalms 48. Is there a deeper meaning to Zion within the Bible itself? There appears to be a progression. Historical Zion, David's fortress in Jerusalem. Covenantal Zion, the place chosen by HAWAH for his dwelling. And then you got cosmic Zion, the meeting place of heaven and earth, the source of life and instruction. You got future Zion, the restored dwelling of HAWAH from which blessings flow to all nations. In that sense, Zion is more than a hill. It becomes a theological symbol for the place where HAWAH reigns and where his presence restores creation. This also helps explain why Eden, Sinai, Zion, and the future temple share so much imagery. Rather than requiring multiple unrelated Zions, the biblical authors often weave these places together through common themes: a holy mountain, divine presence, life-giving water, sacred trees, and the restoration of creation. Okay, so that's just to break it down. All right, about that map. Just thinking like, how can Zion be there? I thought it was in Jerusalem. I thought Jerusalem was in Judah, and I thought Judah was Utah. But yeah, that is true. You know what I'm saying? But you can have different layers to this. All right. So I thought that was interesting. Just something to think about, because the United Nations, obviously, they know what's up. And you see where they got the target at, right there in the center, right? All right, I think we almost done. We was talking about, let me see. Yeah. So, we was talking about Prester John, all right? What is a prester? All right, now we know prester can mean priest. So Prester John, priest king, right? But also, and from the 1828 dictionary, prester is a meteor thrown from the clouds with such violence, by collision, it is set on fire. All right, so a prester is a meteor. A meteor. And what is a dragon? A dragon is a kind of winged serpent, so they say, much celebrated in the romances of Middle Ages, a fiery shooting meteor or imagery serpent, so they say. Swift ye dragons of the night. And it also can be a fierce or violent person, male or female, as this man or woman is a dragon. All right. It's also in the constellations. You got that Draco constellation, right? Now, all right, Prester is a meteor, so is dragon a meteor, right? Etymology of dragon. Okay. They say huge serpent dragon from the Greek drakon, serpent, giant sea fish, apparently to see clearly. All right, to see clearly. So if you're a dragon, you got dragon vision to see clearly. All right, and that's what you need to do when searching for the name of Hawah. You got to go into dragon mode so you can see clearly. All right, that they've been playing with the name, and that's one thing you don't mess with when it comes with Hawah. All right, to see clearly is the dragon. All right. Oh, the one with the deadly glance, the one with paralyzing sight. What did we already get with Prester John and the evil eye, man? All right, he's definitely a dragon. He got the deadly glance. They're calling it an evil eye because it's evil towards the hijack. Now, this is what they tell you about shooting stars. This is a quick little video. All right, let's get it.
Hey stargazers, have you ever wished upon a shooting star? Well, what if I told you that's not actually a star you're wishing upon, it's something else. And in fact, a shooting star, also known as a falling star, has nothing to do with stars at all. This beautiful phenomenon in the night sky is really just caused by tiny bits of dust and rock falling into the Earth's atmosphere and burning up. This burning light across the sky is what we would call a meteor. These meteors can enter Earth's atmosphere, falling as fast as 44 miles per second. That's the equivalent of over like 160,000 miles an hour. And the faster and larger the meteor, the brighter and longer it's gonna glow. Most burn up, but if a bit of space rock does make it through the atmosphere and hit the surface, that's called a meteorite. If you could track that meteorite's exact position, you could go find a falling star. So next time you want to make a wish on a shooting star, maybe you should think of it as like wishing upon a falling meteor. But, you know, that doesn't really sound as fun as wishing on a shooting star. We'll see you next time on Stargazers. Keep looking up.
All right, that is your modern school book definition of what a shooting star, meteor. Now we're gonna kick it over here to an expert in this field. He goes by the name of Nine Spiral. All right, shout out to the good op. All right, and hope you don't mind we rock out with you for a quick second. All right, because he's one of the best when it comes down breaking down these dracons. All right, ahab. Much ahab. All right, it's a quick video. Let's get it.
The phenomenon of a total solar eclipse is a captivating event, drawing the attention of skywatchers and astronomers alike as the moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, casting a shadow across the landscape and causing millions of people to look up at the sky to watch the incredible event. However, amidst the awe-inspiring spectacle of the solar eclipse, there have been reports of strange and mysterious occurrences, including sightings of large fireballs hurtling towards the ground with no visible smoke trail. One such incident occurred during the total solar eclipse when eyewitnesses observed something strange in the sky. One individual was able to record the event, and they described it as a fireball and an intensely bright object that stood out in the sky, stating that it resembled a shooting star but much larger in size and intensity. Unlike typical meteors, which often leave behind a trail of smoke and debris as they burn up in the Earth's atmosphere, this mysterious fireball seemed to glide silently through the air, leaving no trace of its passage behind. When the eyewitness accessed the internet, they were taken aback by the lack of discussion surrounding the event, expressing their astonishment that so few people were talking about it. They anticipated that the news would have garnered more attention and coverage due to its perceived significance. As the fireball descended towards the ground, The user questioned what it might have been, speculating that it might be a stray meteor or comet, while others entertained theories involving extraterrestrial visitors or supernatural phenomena. Regardless of the explanation, there was a palpable sense of anticipation and wonder as the fireball approached. Suddenly, as the fireball got closer, the individual recording it noticed that it wasn't leaving any trail of smoke behind it, which only caused more confusion. Despite the best efforts of online users to explain the phenomenon, no one could seem to agree on what it was. One person said that it might be military flares, while others suggested drones, but most agreed that these explanations don't fully explain what this object is and why it was present during the solar eclipse. The commentary from a social media user highlighted their astonishment at the numerous unidentified objects sighted during a solar eclipse and emphasized the need for more individuals to gaze skyward. The user expressed regret, noting that they couldn't recall the last time they dedicated more than a minute to observing the sky. This observation serves as a stark reminder of the unusual occurrences constantly unfolding above us, often unnoticed amidst our busy lives. The message conveyed reinforces the significance of being more attentive to our surroundings and the mysteries that unfold in the skies. It underscores the potentially unexplored realm of phenomena above us that beckons for our attention in a world filled with captivating and mysterious experiences waiting to be discovered.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, you saw that shit now. I tried to tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That fucking thing going through the atmosphere.
That might be the Devil's Comet. They got something called the Devil's Comet.
Look that way.
It's creepy as fuck out here.
See that?
Thank you, Nine Spiral. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to the good eye. Alright. Y'all go check them out. Alright. Thank you, Ock9. And shout out to all other Ocks that rock with me, man. You know what I'm saying? My man Dragon Canoe, shout out. Natural by Law, shout out. Ahab. UB News. Shoot, all my subscribers, man. Shout out to y'all. Everybody be hitting me up in the comment section, man. I love y'all, man. Ahab. Alright. Drop Nation, shout out. Everybody, man. Alright, we repping for Hawaii today. That's what this is all about. Alright. As you can see, Hawaii give you that power to fly, man. Now, are we at the end? I think we at the end. What else I got? Okay. Yeah, we at the end, man. Okay, so let's kick it over here to some scripts real quick before we get on out of here, man. All right, hopefully I provided some insight on the name for those who may be perplexed. All right, maybe we provide some clarity so you can see like a dragon. Let's roll over here to Hosea. All right, chapter 2. Okay, we're gonna start at 16. Okay. And it shall be at that day, says HAWAH, that you shall call me Ishi, and shall call me no more Bailey. All right. So, as you can see, they was calling HAWAH the wrong name, just like people today. For I will take away the names of Ba, I hate saying that name, out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And in that day will I cut a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely. And I will betroth you unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth you unto me in righteousness, and in judgment, and in loving kindness, and in mercies. And I will even betroth you unto me in faithfulness. And you shall know HAWAH, and it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, says HAWAH, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth, and the earth shall hear the grain, and the wine and the oil, and they shall hear Israel. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say to them, which were not my people, you are my people. And they shall say, you are my power. All right, my rock, my salvation, HAWAH, HAWAH only. All right, to knock only. Now, I got one more script before we head out today. Oh yeah, I had another book, but I guess it got taken off. I had one more book on here. I don't know what happened to it. Yeah, it got taken off of there. I don't know. I accidentally took it off, I guess. But anyway, yeah, let's go on, kick it over here to Psalms for this last script. Made it this far, da, man. Shout out to the Aquas and the good ox. Holding me down, man. Love y'all. All right. We're going to Psalms 49. Last script before we head out today. All right. Hear this, verse 1. Hear this, all ye people. Give ear, all ye inhabitants of the world, both low and high, rich and poor, together. My mouth shall speak of wisdom, and the meditation of my heart shall be of understanding. I will incline my ear to a parable. I will open my dark saying upon the harp. Wherefore, should I fear in the days of evil, when the iniquity of my heels shall compass me about? They that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to HAWAH a ransom for him. For the redemption of their soul is precious. and it ceases forever, that he should still live forever and not see corruption. For he sees that wise men die. Likewise, the fool and the brutish person perish. Oh, they keep playing that one. We'll skip past that. And leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man, being in honor, abides not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approves their sayings. Selah. Like sheep, they are laid in Sheol. Death shall feed on them. In the Yasharim, the Holy One shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in Sheol from their dwelling. But Hawah will redeem my soul from the power of Sheol, for he shall receive me. Salah. Be not afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dies, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not ascend after him. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul, and men will praise you when you do well to yourself. He shall go to the generation of his fathers. They shall never see lights. Man that is in honor and understands not is like the beasts that perish. Halal Hawah. All right. Dawada coming through. Hope this did something for you. It was on my heart. I'm gonna catch y'all again on the next one, all right? I love y'all. All praises. Hawah.